Welcome to Cody in the Cinema. Today I'm going to discuss a few recent pickups I've had in physical media form of movies that I think I'm going to enjoy this whole stack. And I really wanted to show some of it to you. So I got another Eureka Masters of Cinema disc. Been loving these Master of Cinema disc. They're kind of rivaling Criterion for me. This is Johnny Guitar. Joan Crawford. It plays a saloon owner with a sordid past, according to the back, and it also has Sterling Hayden. I have seen pieces of this, a very beautiful film from what I've seen, and oh my gosh, there's an intro from Martin Scorsese, of course there is. I did find this to be a beautiful picture when I saw of it, and I love this style of cover on my Westerns. I don't know about you all, but this one that Eureka put out and then the cover for Shane is really pretty. And I'm looking forward to just kind of watching this whole thing. Nicholas Ray directing. That's a good director. Really looking forward to that. So, Johnny Guitar. Another one I picked up. I've been watching a lot of Bresson, Robert Bresson lately, the great French director. And I just went through L'Argent recently and loved that film, did a video on it, talked about it. Of course, I've seen Pickpocket. I talk about Monchette on here sometimes. You know, the list goes on and on. I've only seen a few minutes of this, so I wanted to get a disc. I was only able to watch like a few scenes. But this is The Trial of Joan of Arc. I love the silent film. It's one of my oldest, dearest Criterions that I own. I have the original silent from a different director, who I'm going to talk about in a second, but I haven't seen much of Bresson's version. So this is the story of Joan of Arc, and I know that sometimes people compare those two films. A lot of people like The Passion of Joan of Arc better than this one, but I just love Bresson. I found Bresson to be one of those directors who has slowly maybe climbed into my top 10 even. I think at this point he's probably in my top 10. And it's just such a good story. And like I said, because of my fascination with the original, I'm looking forward to checking this out. I'm looking for the Lancelot of the Lake version that he put out. I've only found like a DVD or two online. I'm kind of having trouble finding a copy of that. So if you all have any thoughts on Lancelot of the Lake, I'd really like to get a copy of that Bresson directed as well. As a side note to that, I am a huge fan. Not a huge fan, but I'm a fan of the Sam Neill Merlin, the cheesy TV series from the 90s. I watched that with some friends a long, long time ago. And it's always kind of been a guilty pleasure of sorts, if such a thing could exist. And so I'm hoping that I'll be able to match my love of that story with that film. But Bresson, I wanted to talk a little bit about, and this Joan of Arc disc. Now, the thing I'm most excited about, even though both those are awesome, is something I've really wanted to have for a long time, and almost had forgotten about it because I used to let myself be region locked. And I did not have a collection of the director of the original Passion of Joan of Arc, Carl Theodor Dreyer, and I have one now. So I got this BFI collection. Let's see, the collection has Gertrude, which I have not seen. Day of Wrath, which I have seen and love. Ordet, haven't seen. And Master of the House. This is a really strong collection. Day of Wrath is also a film I've seen once, twice. Almost did a video on it a while back. But beautiful black and white photography here. So it's not the most impressive looking box set, but the films inside should all be really good. And I'm looking forward to seeing Day of Wrath not streamed on physical media, because it uses so many dark colors. Really good film with some powerful messages about not persecuting people because of their faith. So if you haven't watched a lot of Dreyer and you want to know, why I'm so into this director, he just had a lot of great black and white films that dealt with areas of faith and persecution for faith. And I'm very excited for this pack from him. So look, that's a good one. Now let's talk about some DVDs I got, because I don't get too many DVDs, but I did pick up a few here. One that my wife ordered for me. We don't ever use Amazon, but we had an ability to use it for something. So there was a DVD I did want that I don't know if I couldn't find a Blu-ray of it, but it's kind of a very certain niche that I have. I really enjoy Everglades-based movies. The cheesy ones, The Death Curse of Tartu, that one, like that Arrow movie, that I've got that whole collection. I made a video of it way back when. I love Everglades movies, and I just love that whole vibe. So I've been wanting to see Wind Across the Everglades for a long time. And you might be wondering, what is this? Well, this is a Burl Ives movie, okay? Nicholas Ray directed it, and the person who wrote On the Waterfront and A Face in the Crowd, those films in the Criterion Collection, this story is about Burl Ives, and Christopher Plummer's in it, and these poachers apparently hunt down birds to sell feathers, and there's something to do with like a leader of a gang and some gambling or something. I have not seen this, but it just looked like something that I would really enjoy. Burl Ives I end up talking about here on this channel frequently because of my love for Westerns. Really a big fan of Day of the Outlaw, which I've covered on this channel before. Beautiful picture with Burl Ives, great performance, Big Country, those films. But this to me, just like, I had to have this. So glad to pick up Wind Across the Everglades. And today I picked up two $1 DVDs that are used. And I only really do this if it's something that I just want to see as soon as I can, or I just don't know if I'll find another copy of it. So one of them is one I've seen pieces of, not the whole thing. Again, Richard III. If you ever listen to me talk about Shakespeare, I will tell you Richard III is my favorite Shakespeare play. And I have the Olivier Criterion, the beautiful Technicolor picture. I have that right over there on my shelf. Love that picture. I've talked about it in Shakespeare videos before. This is like a modern day version with Sir Ian McKellen, right, from Lord of the Rings. So great play. Probably has a lot of applicability to, time periods where people love monarchs, and then they find out monarchs aren't always a good idea. Let's see. One more, and I actually don't know if this was as good of a find as I thought it was. It felt like a really good find. This was another one of those $1 from the thrift store. 28 days later. Now this is the DVD full screen. I don't even know if there's a Blu-ray yet, but I know this thing's kind of hard to get a hold of. I haven't seen this in so long. This is I didn't know this was directed by Denny Boyle. Okay, Alex Garland actually wrote this, and it does have Cillian Murphy and Brendan Gleeson's in it. Really like those actors. Another, I think it's like a zombie horror, right? I haven't seen that movie in forever, and I have no idea the quality of this full screen. Like I said, I know that there's a widescreen, but I think it's kind of a hard one to get a hold of. And so I was happy with that for $1. I mean, so those are my pickups. What are some of the things you all have been picking up lately? I know I follow some people on YouTube who always pick up cool stuff, gives me ideas. I like sharing these kind of things. If you found this content to be fun or helpful or just something to listen to pass the time, and you want to click the like button, I would appreciate that. It helps grow the channel. And consider subscribing if you haven't done that. I cover lots of different Criterion stuff, sometimes physical media hauls like this. I just talk about films I like. Westerns come up a lot, obviously. So you should think about that. And we'll see you next time on Cody in the Cinema.